The Dynawave cable assembly configurator can be found on our website at www.dynawave.com. There are two different means to access the cable assembly configurator. The first would be to click on the Resource Center in the main menu bar. In the drop-down menu, click on Design Center and then Cable Assembly Configurator. The second way to access the configurator is to click on the Assemblies picture on our home page, then select Dynaflex and click on any of the cable series. You can access the configurator by clicking the Cable Assembly Configurator button on the page menu. Once you arrive at the configurator landing page, you'll see the main menu. At this point, you can jump right into it or create an account. The advantages of creating an account with Dynawave are that it allows you to have your own customized portal where you can save your designs and quotes for future reference, all within a personalized space for your account. Creating an account is simple. Just fill out the required information including your name, email address, a password, and a contact phone number. There are also some optional fields you can fill out that include company name, department, alternate contact number, and a mailing address. Once you've created an account, you can access the configurator by clicking the top bar in the drop-down menu. This is the main screen of the Dynawave cable assembly configurator. The first four boxes are mandatory and required for the configurator. The first input box is max operating frequency. Simply click the Set button. There are a number of standard frequencies that you can click on, or you can manually set the maximum operating frequency by typing it in. In this case, let's use 26 GHz. Next, we'll set cable length. For unit of measure, there are a variety of choices in both metric and English units. Input the cable length into the top box. For our purposes, we'll set it as 3 feet. Hit the Save button to remember your progress. Once you've set the max operating frequency and cable length, it's time to select the first connector on your new cable. Since you've already selected the frequency range, the software has self-selected the connectors for that frequency range. Here, we're going to select an SMA straight plug. You have the option of setting the connectors independently in the case that they're different, or in this case, if we have connectors that are the same on both ends, you can select Set as Connector 1 and 2 at the same time. The last setting you'll need to configure is called Optional Parameters. Here, you can configure the temperature range, maximum insertion loss, and power rating. In this case, we'll check off all three options. For the purposes of this demonstration, we'll enter a variety of parameters for our hypothetical cable. Now, the configurator takes all of the information you have entered and evaluates all of the options that are available to you as a designer. As you can see, there are multiple options available to you to make an assessment. Let's look at the first option. The functionality of the configurator derives a part number for a specific assembly. It gives you an overall length and tolerance along with other information. You'll notice a green check mark in the top left-hand corner of the assembly report. This indicates that all the specifications that you have provided, including the optional ones, have been met. You'll also notice under the Requirements column that they're tagged in green, indicating that the specifications have been met. There is a quick summary of data under the Results column, calculated at the specified maximum operating frequency. This cable assembly report is a good place to start when it comes to making an assessment as to whether this option suits your needs. As we scroll down, you'll notice there are a few reports that have a warning label in the upper left-hand corner in the place of the green check mark. That means that a part number has been generated, but a red warning label indicates that one or more requirements have not been met. In this case pictured here, the operating temperature range for this part is lower than the custom temperature requirement input. The Dynawave cable assembly configurator includes cables like these so that engineers can see what kind of trade-offs they get between certain cables. After looking at the various options that are available, the heart of our cable configurator is the buttons found at the bottom of each report. The first row of buttons gives you detailed information about the elements of the cable assembly. If we click on the Materials button, you'll see a summarized listing of all the materials in the cable assembly, what they are, and what specifications they reference. The Cable Details tab brings up a summary of the cable and displays a cross-section of what the cable looks like, performance specifications, cable features, and how it's used. You can also find some summary information about the connector details by clicking on either Connector 1 or Connector 2. This will bring up information that includes specific frequency, connector loss, and the power of a connector at maximum frequency. The most detailed report can be generated by clicking the button in the bottom center, View Assembly Report. When you click on that, a total summary of every defined cable capability is generated. The assembly report provides a comprehensive summary of the selected cable assembly that can be used as an engineering reference document. It details the user-defined design parameters, provides a visual representation of the assembly, specifies the mechanical, electrical, and environmental performance, and illustrates the loss and power attributes in both tabular and graphical formats. The second page of the assembly report is the formal Dynawave outline drawing of the cable assembly. This assembly report brings together all the key design elements in one location to facilitate product selection and documentation. Back on the Reports page, you can email a copy of this report, save it if you have an account with Dynawave, or download it to your desktop. The Dynawave Cable Assembly Configurator is an advanced tool and a key resource for engineers to use, and is just one of the ways that Dynawave partners with you to find a single path to optimal performance.